Hello, people of the internet. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Brandon.
And this is
Brandanda Reviews.
Oh, he's saying
I have
it.
to sing if you're introducing the album.
Okay, then I'm going to introduce everyone. So today is Valentine's Day, or adjacent to Valentine's Day, or another day if you're watching this another day. But
I was about to say, or Single Awareness Day.
Or Single Awareness Day, or the day after Valentine's Day. There's a lot of holidays.
A lot of stuff happening. Daytona is on the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so today we are going to be taking a look at Relient K's Truly, Madly, Deeply EP that they released in 2017 for Valentine's Day. And before I get into the intro of that, what we do on this channel is we take a look at an album. We talk about what's wrong with it, but first we talk about what's good with it. We start with positive. Talk about what's good with it, what's bad with it, what we might change, our favorite song or songs, which is usually me, multiple songs, but this one has 3, so I only have one song. And then we talk about an overall review of the album. And so this album that we're talking about is, well, not an album, it's an EP. It's the 12th EP that they have released according to Wikipedia.
12, or like just albums or actual EPs?
EPs.
Oh,
They've
wow.
released a lot of EPs. I think their first one was like 2000. There was another album that I don't think was an EP, it was just self-released. It was released my birth year. It was released before I was born, which is just hilarious. So yeah, it's their 12th one. It was released in 2017. For Valentine's Day. They kind of did this thing where they were releasing different EPs for holidays. It started with the Creepier EPer, which was a sequel to the Creep EP that they released. And then they did this one, and then they didn't really do an EP, but they just released a single for Earth Day in 2017. And I don't know if this is right, but I think they were just kind of running out their contract with Mono versus Stereo. Because I know that they're not signed right now. And so they released this as like a holiday special, and it was the second to last thing that they've done so far in their career. So it may be the last thing we ever hear from them. I hope not, but I have a strong feeling that they're not going to release any more music. But you know what? The world is their oyster. They can do whatever they want. Anyway, let's get into the review. So, I liked it. I think it was nice and sweet. It was just kind of like, I don't know, they have kind of like their usual hokiness in, I think, Happy Valentine's, and then they were like sticking it to the man and BMI Valentine's, Valentine, and then their regular, songs in Candy Hearts. So, yeah. It was just a nice, sweet little thing.
For my good, I want to point out I just got retweeted by John Rubin. So as you were giving your intro, I was like, I did a tweet earlier, and I was like, I'll settle for just maybe a like. Maybe if he just sees it, and I can, he maybe just, oh, that's cool. He just retweeted me, so that's my good. No, did happen though. But my good on this album is I love whenever people do like a little release like this. Like I love back in the day when there was like people releasing samplers and people doing these random EPs instead of just like, here's our album, we'll see you in 3 years.
Yeah.
I love that. So when they released this, I love that it's like, all right, this is cool. Because if you had done a whole album, it would have been pretty hokey, to do like 10 little tracks or whatever. But I think 3 tracks are great. It's 3 tracks that they sound completely different. Even kind of like what they're like, maybe not what they're singing about, but like the perspective, or it sounds like 3 different people telling you a story, about like Valentine's Day. So I enjoy that. It seems like more of a gift to the fan than let's make some money with this.
Yeah.
So I love when bands do that, and Relient K has always been known for doing that. Whether it's like, because they even did like a little live release where they're like, here's 4 songs from the tour, which I thought was cool too. Because I'm like, if you do a whole live album, it feels like we're just doing this because we need to release something. Yeah. But with 4, it seems like we're going out of our way to give you something different.
Mm-hmm. So what they did wrong, I mean, there's not much you can do wrong.
It's hard to pick apart. I think the whole thing is like, is it like 8 minutes
Yeah,
long or something?
yeah,
Maybe
something
7
like that.
minutes?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, there's not much, but I mean, I think that like lyrically it's a little, like not deep, which I mean, like usually Relient K is pretty on the surface, not like on the surface as in they're not deep, but they're just kind of like, this is what I'm singing about and this is what it is, with the exception of Forget Not Slow Down, the best album ever. But, you know, I mean, they could have, I mean, you know, they probably put work in it, but they could have put a little bit more work in the lyrics. Because I know, like, the lyrics of Candy Heart were open up a bag of candy hearts, take out some, and then arrange it to make something silly. That's not the exact lyrics, but that's what they said. And so, you know, it could be a little bit better. But, I mean, you know, it's just, I keep saying, you know, like they know.
You know.
You know.
I think you, a lot like, because I do the same thing, where it's like when you're talking about the album, you're thinking, well, I don't want Matt to be listening to this and get, like, upset. The same way I'm like, man, John Rubin's listening. We all know John Rubin is just looking up, like,
browsing
reviews
your Twitter
of
right now
Relient
and looking
K
at
albums, EPs. I didn't really care for Valentine's.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's the third of like the release or whatever, but I couldn't get into it. I appreciated that it wasn't just here's 3 songs that sound the same.
Yeah.
But just for me, I couldn't really get into it. I felt like
Yeah.
it was the weakest track of the 3, and maybe it's just the music. I didn't like it jumping around, but
Yeah, maybe. As far as favorite track, I only have one. It's Candy Hearts, and I was looking at a Jesus Freak Hideout review, and it was like, this one sounds most like what they do, but it, like, when it came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this bangs, like, this is really good, and it, like, you know, his voice is different, and I mean, he was talking about, or the reviewer, maybe it was a woman, I don't know, was talking about how it was, like, musically the same, not really, like, vocally the same, but, like, I don't know, I really liked it, and when it came out, I was like, I mean, I know this is just, like, a side release or whatever, but I hope they release more stuff like Candy Hearts, because Candy Hearts seemed like to be the serious release of the EP, and then the other ones were just like, here's more Valentine songs.
yeah.
So I really like Candy Hearts. Like, it's one of my, I mean, I don't know, one of my like top 100 Relient K songs. You can't really put it up there, but I mean, it is very good, and I really like the sound of it, and I like Matt Thiessen's voice. So.
It was torn apart by a lot of people, but I loved being my Valentine. Like, because I was like, man, this is, like, I like Candy Hearts, but I was like, man, this is not only my favorite song off of this, but for a couple of years, I didn't release, like, my personal favorite songs and albums, but I was like, this would be probably my top 5 favorite songs of the year. Then I started reading reviews where they're like, this is the stupidest song they've ever written. And I was like, what? I was like, am I just not getting something? I really love it. I think that it's like, it's serious. Like, I love the like acoustic feel of it. I love that it's just like, yeah, we're here and we're gone. Like, you know, we got the message across or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that seems like someone that's actually hurting instead of someone that's like, man, feeling kind of bad. For 5 minutes though, I'm gonna sing you and like sing the same chorus like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I really love that track on the EP.
Yeah. I like it too. I think that it's a nice, short, sweet album. I also was thinking, I was like, if this is the last thing that we ever hear from them, I mean, I wouldn't be mad. It's pretty good. I just want more stuff like Candy Hearts, and if they're not going to do that, then I don't want to hear from them. Just kidding. Please release more music, Relient K.
Yeah, my thoughts too is I mean, this is not put out to like set the world on fire or whatever. It's put out to be like, here's something like fun to listen to for Valentine's Day. Yeah. And I think it accomplishes that. I think that if you're sitting there and Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day is tomorrow or whatever, like, put this on while you're going to work or while you're at the house or whatever. I don't care if you're married. I'm married, I'm going to be listening to it. Miranda's single, she's probably going to be listening to it. There's probably someone out there divorced is going to be listening to it. Like, it's good no matter where you are. Like on the spectrum of relationship.
Yeah.
This is my iTunes review.
All right. Well, that has been Valentine's Day, and that has been Brandanda Reviews. I have been Miranda, but we're not done yet. If you like this video, you should definitely like it. If you like Relient K, if you hate Relient K, If you like Valentine's Day, if you hate
Relient K.
if you are Relient K, like this video and leave us a comment about what you feel about this album. If this was like the worst thing that they could ever do and you're so upset that this is probably the last thing you'll ever hear from them, or if you don't want anything else after this because this has been their peak. Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Tank Media and see more of this guy's face and I guess more of my face for more reviews, but you know, besides that. And that is it. Happy Valentine's Day.